that can relate to this. And the first one I will go into will be in Hebrews. And this one I will summarize is Hebrews verse 17. I would like just summarize it. So in Hebrews, it talks about obey the people who are watching you and protecting you. And I think that's really important because I think it ties up into like the people in your life, like your parents. I think it's important to obey them because they are your protectors and they're your leaders. So I think it's really important to lead them. And in the Bible, it also talks about it talks about obeying your parents for that you shall live longer on the earth. And I think that's a really important scripture to me. Um, the next scripture I would go into and explain more to the people who don't understand the scripture or what I think is right. It's in 1 Corinthians 12 through 13. Um, so in this scripture, it says, "For as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, also is Christ. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink unto one Spirit." So I think this scripture, it really helps me because it tells me how the body works and some things that's important in the body. So you have a spiritual body. This is how I imagine it. But I don't see it as a whole body. I see it as people, separate people that have separate jobs. I see one person at the top, and that person can represent God or the head. I see people who can carry the weight, which can be represented as the arms. People who guide the people who's carrying the weight, which can be the legs. The people who hear people going against God, or the people who can be with God, and those can be your ears. The people who can taste the fruit of the Spirit, which can be the mouth. All these ties up into one body. So I think when I talk about the body, I talk about and the. God, He's the head. He's the leader. And the are different. If you say God is a leader, or He's a God, and saying that, to me, it sounds like you're saying He's one in many. But God, He's one in Himself. So that means He's the only God.
Come on.
He's the only highest.
Amen.
He's the only head.
Amen.
Right now, you don't see us with two heads on our neck.
Come on.
Because He's the only one.
Amen.
Now, when I say the, if you look it up, you can see it as, it'll say the is basically like, it basically talks about what you know about Him, basically. It identifies Him. And A is the opposite of that. So if we're the body and He's the head, if we don't identify the head, then what will we be? We don't know who's the leader. We don't know who's controlling us and telling us to go where or what to do. Yeah. That head can be corrupted us, and we don't know. That's why you have to identify God. That's why now we know who our God is. He's the God. He's identified. So the next time when we talk about the body, it's important that you identify your God and you know who you're talking about. And that will be all.
All right.